Hello, and welcome to the last episode of Canadian Stacker and the first episode of Heritage Stacking. Today's video, basically, I'm just going to talk about my Canadian Stacker name and how come I'm changing it to Heritage Stacking. I did do a poll a couple of months ago on it, and I've discussed it with Miss Canadian Stacker, now Miss Heritage Stacker, and we've decided that it would be best if I changed my channel name from Canadian Stacker to something different. And unfortunately, I wanted to keep the name, but because there's a couple of other Canadian stackers, we've noticed that some of my viewers are going over to basically the other Canadian stacker channels, and they're clicking on videos that are 2, 3, 5 years old from dead channels. And I've gone around and looked to try to find a name that I thought would be good enough to use so that it still represented what this channel was based upon, which is basically living in Canada and stacking and having a good grip on basically preparedness and living a good life, living a life free from distractions. And the only way I could truly change it is if I came up with something that was acceptable. And for me, Heritage Stacking is the best name that I could find and that wasn't taken and that actually makes sense. And why Heritage Stacking? Well, Canada has a rich history of being a country and being a colony, and a lot of time has transpired in Canadian history if you look at it from the long term, from the Native American people who lived here before us to 400 years ago when this area started getting settled, to the Canadian Upper and Lower Canadas, which were part of the British Empire at the time in the 17th and 18th centuries, the Great Hudson's Bay Company, the transition over from that into something better and bigger, which is Canada itself, and the founding in 1867 of this great nation. And also the continued ratification and adding of additional provinces and territories, with the last one being Newfoundland in 1967. Don't shoot me, maybe 64. Anyways, if I just let me know in the comments there. I didn't look it up, but I do know that Canada did have Newfoundland and it was the last territory to be added to Canada to current date. My American viewers, I really do appreciate you coming to this channel as well. And I went with Heritage Stacking as well because North America and with Canada and the U.S. in particular, we share a common border, the largest unprotected, unpatrolled border in the world between two of the best allies on the face of the planet. And by the best allies, I mean, like, literally, I worked in the United States as a long-haul truck driver for 18 years. I have 3 million safe miles driven in the United States of America. I've driven in every single state in the United States, continuous 48 states. The only state that I haven't driven in yet is Alaska, and it is on my bucket list. I'm going to be doing a cross-country drive later on, either the end of September or October. I'm going to be heading out with my niece's boyfriend, fiance, going from Quebec to Edmonton, Alberta to go pick up his stuff. Unfortunately, they had to pack up and leave, and they were only able to escape with their car and some stuff in a storage locker. And they were told to get their stuff shipped out here where they landed. I told them if they came here, it'd be a safe place to be. And they stopped and they visited, and they haven't left. They've been here for 2 months, and they want to call this place now home. And they don't have a means to go out and get it. And like I was saying, they were told $6,000 to $8,000 to get one and a half pickup trucks of stuff shipped from Edmonton to here, and I can do it for $2,500. So I'm going to head out there and I'm going to go pick it up, take a half a week, maybe a week off of work, and I'm going to go pick it up, because what do we do in this community? We rally behind family, and we rally behind our community. And I've folded my niece and her fiance into my group. There's no one else more valuable to me than family. I'm a big proponent of family. Friends are incredibly important, and friends do become family after time. So Like I was saying with my American friends there, we view you as family, and that's why it's important that I discuss the name for heritage, and our children, our lineage, and our past loved ones are our heritage, and the land that we live upon that was brought in to being with our families is important, and heritage is important. So I had a little bit of an opportunity pop up last night. I was laying in bed and I was a little bit restless, and when I get restless, I start reading news articles and I start surfing around on different different precious metals vendors' websites, and I came across and looked, and sure enough, Sol was doing a flash sale there of constitutional silver. He had, I think it was a hundred, I think it was $100 value of constitutional silver available. I messaged him and I got myself a roll and a half of dimes out of him because he had dimes available, and my constitutional stack has about 2 rolls of constitutional dimes in it. And I thought to myself, I could really go for some more dimes. So last night I bought another a tube and a half of dimes off of him, and we're going to get them shipped out. And kind of interesting that I'd be buying heritage coins, to commemorate changing over to heritage stacker. I didn't expect to find anything last night when I was having a hard time sleeping, because I was literally pondering changing the name and if now was a good time or not. And it popped up, and sure enough, there was some constitutional silver that was available, and I picked some up. So my next video is going to be of me unboxing that package when it arrives from Sol, and I'll share with you the constitutional silver. Canadian silver doesn't have a ring to it because we call it junk silver. We call it constitutional silver, but Canada doesn't really have a name for their silver. And I've been pitching that we should be calling Canadian junk silver heritage silver. So it's a much better name than junk, because Canadian heritage silver is way more valuable than junk. Junk is 925 jewelry and spoons. It's broken watches that are silver, silver watches, stuff like that. That's junk silver. Canadian silver, Canadian heritage silver, and American constitutional silver are not junk silver. They're to our past. They are a collectible item. They are not something that you just throw into a melt pot and melt down as a stacker. They are like a prime centerpiece to every prepper stacker's stack, because if you don't have a way to fractionally break down your silver, do you really want to pay for 1 gram silver Valcambi bars to snap them up and break them at an overpriced amount? No. And if you can get, like what I did, constitutional or heritage silver at spot or near spot, I really recommend that you buy it. And right now in Canada, the cheapest I can find constitutional silver in any face value in 10, 25, half, or full dollars, you're looking at a pretty big premium. It's almost like as if you're buying an Eagle in some regards, or a Morgan. And when I was looking there, Sol had them on for like around $25. And that worked out to $35.20 something an ounce. And at the time, it was a little under $3 over spot, and I jumped on it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get me some of that, and I'm gonna put that into my stack. And adding 5.5-ish ounces of constitutional silver into my stack, definitely is something that I'm going to be looking forward to receiving, and I look forward to sharing it with you. If you like this kind of content, I'd appreciate it if you consider liking, subscribing, and clicking that bell notification button. My wife had just finished that new promo for me that I was going to be attaching on, and it says Canadian Stacker in it. And since I'm going to heritage stacking, when we come back, I'm going to have a new look, and we're going to open up that silver heritage, the constitutional silver, in order to commemorate the starting of the new channel. Maybe I'll pick up some Canadian constitutional at the same time. and Canadian Heritage Silver at the same time, and we can do a little unboxing, and we can open up the channel with a bang, and I'll get the Canadian flag out, and yeah, we'll have a good time. Maybe I'll do a live stream, and we can chat about some of the things that you all think is important. And until next time, like always, keep your thumb to the sky, keep on being awesome. I really wish you guys could have seen the view here. Sadly, the camera does not do it justice, but you can see almost 90 miles from where I'm sitting. I'm on top of a 300-foot high drumlin, which is basically a fancy way of saying a shelf of sand pushed there by a glacier from the Ice Age, if you believe in that. And I'll just zoom in before I take off on you to try to give you an idea of what I'm looking at. In the background, there's the glaciation ridge of the Ottawa Valley, and where I'm sitting right now is in a little town called Campbell's Bay. And directly in front of the camera is my hometown area down by Davidson, Quebec. And I can see the church tower top to the church in the town that I go to, the Catholic Church. And that is 18 kilometers in a straight line to that church tower. And then the mountain range, well, not mountains, the big hills, 2,200 to 3,000 foot high ridge hills follow the Ottawa Valley. And at the far end, the last hill I see is the hill you climb out of when you're driving at a deep river. And that is almost 100 kilometers away, 120 kilometers away. It's the last hill that I can see in the distance. Total mileage in a straight line, somewhere between 70 and 90 miles that I can see up the Ottawa River Valley. When I continue on after that last ridge, there's a little tiny gray hill, and I know where that is. It's at the big climb as you're heading in up going to North Bay. So I'll just zoom in, and we'll see how far I can get, and if I can actually do any justice. I can see the little gray hills coming in now, so you can see them forming. I'll keep zooming. It might blur out on me. It's not a great camera. And if I keep going, you'll see that other little hill right there that's forming in. That little guy right there, that's where Petawawa, Ontario, Deep River, Chalk River, all are. And these gray hills just run the border. It's an impressive view. There's going to be a little lip hill if I see it. Where are you, little fella? Right there. There's a road that goes up there called Jims Lake Road, and that little hill there is about 25 kilometers up. There's a little farmhouse in front of it, and one of these days I will try and remember to take a video in front of that little hill just to view back this way and show you the opposite direction towards Ottawa. But yeah, this is an amazing area to live in. It's a great place to raise children, and it's just such a secure area. And to be honest, that where that second hill starts and the first hill meet in the video, if you go back and look, between me and there is less than 2,000 people that live in that 80-kilometer valley on this side in Quebec of the Ottawa River Valley. And it's, I think it's somewhere around 10,000 square kilometers or something like that. Like, it's an enormous region that I live in, nestled in the bottom of this valley area. And if you're ever in here and you want to go around and do some sightseeing, pop me a message in the channel, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you like this kind of comment, tell me, because I really appreciate it. And I answer every single comment, unless, of course, you're a bot. And then I just boot you out of the channel because I don't like bots. Anyways, until next time, keep stacking, keep on being awesome. And this is Heritage Stacker, signing out.